It's a beautiful day for pickleball on the APP Tour. Players have come from around the country with one goal, taking home a gold medal. The stage is set for another incredible APP Tour final.
Here we go. Here we go.
Welcome to Atlanta. It is a city that has long solidified itself as the birthplace of cultural movements, and today is no different. As the fastest growing sport in America brings 700 of the top pickleball professionals and amateurs to the Peach State in the pursuit of one goal, taking home a gold medal. Welcome to the Spalding County Pickleball Complex, nestled in Griffin, Georgia, just about 45 minutes outside downtown Atlanta. Let's take a look at the APP Sunmed Atlanta Metro Open by the numbers. 700 total participants, 62 draws, over 400 pros, and 19 APP gold medalists in the field. We're going to hand out some more hardware today. Welcome into the broadcast booth for this beautiful championship Sunday. I'm AJ McCord alongside Next Gen National Team Coach Chad Edwards, Pro Pickleball Coach Dominic Catalano. You guys, it has been a really fun, fast, furious few days in Atlanta to get things started. What has stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, they have been long days, but I think also, too, it's the number of three-game matches that we've seen up to this point. And I kind of attest that to a little bit of that grind factor starting to kick in. We're getting toward the end of the season. We're getting some injuries coming through, but also, you know, the new faces that we're seeing, they got a lot of matches under their belt now. So where we were at the beginning of the season, now we're seeing, you know, high level of play coming through.
And to hit on the reason for a lot of those three-game matches is the parity in the sport now. Those players that we talked about early in the season that were making names for themselves, now they're really starting to make their name for themselves as they're taking some of these top seeds to 3 games, and they're right on the cusp there of making it over that hump. We have 3 more events this season. We'll see if any of them can kind of get over that hump as we move on in the end of the season.
Starting with today, because we have our women's singles matchup between somebody who certainly could be considered a new face in Judit Castillo, making her way through the winner's bracket.
Judit Castillo playing extremely well on Thursday. Wasn't really tested throughout the day. And this is actually going to be a matchup that we had the potential of seeing in Sacramento, but never actually happened due to some sickness with Megan Fudge. But this is some redemption for Megan Fudge going into this one.
Yeah, and Megan Fudge looking for her first gold medal in singles. She has 4 silvers and 1 bronze. Lost to Castillo in the semi, 6-4, and then beat Davidze in 3 in that bronze medal match. Looking for her redemption here. Megan Fudge is on a mission to get that first gold this season.
Can she do it today? We'll find out with our women's singles gold medal match. Another one looking for gold is Yana de Medina Alvarez coming through the winner's bracket in men's singles.
Medina Alvarez in his 3rd championship Sunday in men's singles, coming away with 2 silvers before and 2 bronze. Looking to take his first gold here in Atlanta. Was tested in the semifinals by Ryla DeHart, coming through game 3, 12-10 to get here.
And the 8 seed is one of those up-and-comers. Roscoe Bellamy, the former UCLA tennis star, making his first championship Sunday appearance. He lost to Medina Alvarez 0-11 in the winner bracket final, but then beat Jack Foster in the bronze to get this rematch. Look for good things out of Roscoe Bellamy today.
Well, at this point, they're staples on Championship Sunday in mixed doubles. We have Paris Todd and Hunter Johnson making their way through the winner's bracket.
Todd and Johnson seeking their 3rd title. They won in Punta Gorda and Newport, sitting pretty at 4-0. They weren't really tested until that winner bracket final against Barnday-Escu. They took them to 3, but they came out on top. This is the 4th meeting on Championship Sunday between these 2 teams. Barnday-Escu are 3-0.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Dom, Barr and Diescu knocked down by Todd and Johnson into the bottom bracket. Second stop in a row that they're having to come through from the loser side and looking to double dip Todd and Johnson here on Sunday.
And in men's doubles, Andre Diescu double dipping here on Championship Sunday. He and Rob Nunnery going for the gold in men's doubles.
Well, that's, there's a reason why Diescu has 21 medals on the tour. He's men's doubles and mixed doubles, he's been a staple. But Rob Nunnery and Andre Diescu looked phenomenal yesterday. Actually, their closest match all day was against Dow and Scarpa in the second round.
Yeah, and their opponents, Anderson Scarpa, Greg Dow, you may not know them, but you better get to know them. They did lose in the second round to Diescu and Nunnery, and then proceeded to win 7 matches in the bottom half, including a 3-game thriller in that bronze match to Long and Auvergne, to get this rematch from so early on yesterday in the second round.
And then let's go to our women's doubles gold medal match. Simone Jardim and Paris Todd could not get knocked off the gold medal stand through much of the first half of the season. Back again.
Well, Jardim and Todd were tested all day long yesterday. Every one of their matches went 3 other than 1 early on. Then in the winner bracket final, they had 10 match points, finally finished it on that 10th, but they also fought off 2 match points as Trong and Glosman gave them everything they could handle in that winner bracket final, but Jardim and Todd come away sitting pretty in the gold medal match.
And we've seen this matchup quite a few times this season. Susanna Barr and Megan Fudge making it back here to Championship Sunday. They were knocked down by Vivian Glosman and Alex Trong, but got some redemption in the bronze medal match, winning that one 11-7, 11-4, looking to come away with the gold here, which they have not been able to do against Jardim and Todd as of so far this season.
It is a beautiful morning in Griffin, Georgia. The sun rising over the course. A very comfortable 63 degrees. You see Megan Fudge getting warmed up there on your screen. She and Judit Castillo, the long-awaited gold medal match in women's singles between these two players. We're coming up next at the APP Sunmed Atlanta Metro Open.
Years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped, suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
We save time when we buy and book online at DiscountTire.com.
Which means more time.
Wait, take a check.
Kyle, it's pickleball.
Every time. 002.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at DiscountTire.com.
The APP is presented by AARP, Franklin, Lea Rivet, and Pickleball United.
Welcome back to the APP Sunmed Atlanta Metro Open. We are getting you set for a women's singles gold medal match that we have waited months to see. Judit Castillo taking on Megan Fudge. Fudge with the serve. Let's get started, shall we? Castillo sending that into the net, but Fudge, 36 years old and a staple here on the APP Tour, like you mentioned, Dom, looking for her first gold medal in women's singles. She certainly wants to do that today. Judit Castillo taking the gold the last time these two were slated to meet up in Sacramento at the APP stop there, but Fudge unable to play in that match.
Good start here for Megan Fudge. She got the unforced there early on the serve, and now a nice backhand winner down the line. This is exactly what Megan Fudge needed, was a good start.
And we saw the forehand kind of break down for Castillo yesterday in women's doubles, missing a few returns, missing a few drives. So Fudge definitely having to put the pressure on here early.
Fudge forcing Castillo to cover all corners of the court on that last exchange.
Well, that was a good spot by Fudge. She doubled up to the forehand side of Castillo, gets her moving, and then the two-handed overhead, two-handed backhand overhead from Megan Fudge.
Filthy change of pace there from Megan Fudge.
Yeah, that's an excellent job there from Fudge, keeping Castillo pinned in the backhand corner there. 3 balls back behind her each time as Castillo tried to recover back to the middle. I'm liking the new aggressive Megan Fudge.
Judit Castillo finally catches a break there with a little love off the tape.
She'll use that right now as she needed it. That was Megan Fudge serving from the beginning right there. That was the start. Rattles off 5.
So now it is Judit Castillo, originally from Valencia, Spain. Played her collegiate tennis at Northwestern State. Trying to get some points, get some momentum on her side of the court.
Good read right there from Castillo as Fudge is coming in through the transition. She pulls the trigger, thought she held it long enough, but Castillo read it to her backhand side. Great volley.
So Castillo with the serve. 1-5.
Wow, nice passing shot there from Megan Fudge. Little inside in forehand roll.
Another look at it here.
And excellent shape there. If she goes a little firmer, Castillo has an opportunity to pick that one up.
The crazy part yesterday, Megan Fudge and Susanna Barr got done playing doubles in that bronze medal match. Megan Fudge wasted no time. She jumped back out on court and started working singles with her husband, Ryler DeHart, to get prepared for today as soon as that match was over.
Megan Fudge has made it no secret how badly she wants this first gold medal in women's singles, and she certainly is going to do everything she can to set herself up for success. A strong start here for her in game 1, best 2 out of 3. She has a 7-1 lead here in game 1, and as the sun comes up, it is time for our first Tervis hydration break with the timeout called on the court by Castillo.
I'm going.
What you got?
I'm going with the red drip drop again.
I went great.
It's a longer day today.
I went the purple.
The purple?
Yeah, I like that.
I go by colors. I don't.
We're
flavors.
You're talking to 2 baseball players. Keep it simple.
Guy.
Color. We're color guys.
I like it.
I went with purple.
I like it. Very good. Making sure Tervis are great water bottles, keeping us hydrated as well, because we're talking with y'all all day long about some fantastic pickleball action, and certainly off to a strong start here with our women's singles action. Time in called. Megan Fudge doing everything she can to keep this momentum going after the timeout called.
So right there, Castillo changed it up a little bit. She goes a little off pace. She brought Megan Fudge to the kitchen line right there. Got to change something up right now. Fudge is controlling the points from the baseline. What gets
the pickup by Fudge. Castillo's ball just scraped over that one right there. The pickup on the backhand by Fudge and the perfect ball out wide to open up the court for the finishing forehand volley.
You mentioned just how committed Megan Fudge is to making sure she sets herself up for success after punching her ticket with Susanna Barr, getting back out with her husband Ryler. She does have the shortest commute of anybody to get here to the courts today.
About 62 steps.
Yes.
Exactly. Her and her family taking their RV all around the tour stops, parked right here on the facility in Griffin, Georgia.
Woo. It looked like that ball was going to go wide when it came off the paddle. But somehow.
Another look at this one.
I think that ball is very much wide.
Castillo called it out, but I believe it was overruled by our USA Pickleball official. So it is a 9-1 Megan Fudge lead here in game number 1.
Oh, nice job by Fudge. Watch her get very low on this counter and just reads the speed up here from Castillo. That position she gets in, gets below the ball, doesn't do too much with it, finds the open area.
Sets up a game point opportunity here. Megan Fudge can take game 1 with this serve. But Castillo is not going to go away quietly. A side-out force there. I was catching up with Judit yesterday before her women's doubles match that we watched here in Griffin, Georgia, and she told me that she is hungry. She has wanted this matchup with Megan Fudge since she was unable to get it in Sacramento. So certainly the score not going her way right now, but she will fight to the very end, and we see it right there.
Yeah, excellent cross-court ball there from Castillo. Little reset volley brought Fudge up to the net, and then she just gets outside that one and rolls it across.
Well, I think that's exactly what Castillo needs to do. Castillo needs to put more pressure on, get to the kitchen line, and then I don't mind her going a little cat and mouse with Megan Fudge. Castillo's very quick, very agile. She can play that game if she can get into it.
Oh, she was there. Somehow able to get that ball back after it got behind her.
Great shot down the sideline here from Fudge.
Off a little bit with the timing on the backhand. But up until, like you were talking about, Dom, up until this point, it's been Fudge that's been moving Castillo. Castillo hasn't really moved Fudge around.
And there she goes again right there. Castillo putting the pressure on. I thought she was going to go one ball earlier. She didn't, which was a good decision. She got another ball that she could really move Fudge on, came into the kitchen line, and then controlled that point. It's good point construction right now for Castillo towards the end of this first game.
Great shot there. Megan Fudge gets behind Castillo and sets up another game point opportunity for herself.
The key on that drop from Fudge, she goes inside out, and she knows that when that ball's going to hit, it's going to kick on Castillo away from her. So it's a great drop right there, knowing that, and then finishes with the volley.
So multiple game point opportunities for Megan Fudge already here in game number 1 of our women's singles gold medal match at the APP Sunmed Atlanta Metro Open. Best 2 out of 3 here to start things off. Let's take another look at the drop shot from Megan Fudge to get the ball back on her side.
Yeah, and this is a perfect setup right there. See how that little kick to it, and it kind of messes with the timing of Judit Castillo as you watch it. Kick to Castillo's left. She gets a little out of position, tries to recover, and then Fudge goes right at the body. And that's your drip drop of the day already.
The drip drop shot.
Drip drop.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Of the match.
Of the match so far at 8:20. We're already into a perfect drop. Nice and early from Megan Fudge, and she's got another opportunity.
What a great spot by Judit Castillo, just in the corner. Another look here.
Yeah, it was that ball there. The choice of floating it on that get gave her time to get back into the court.
Castillo getting her steps in early again on that point.
Yeah, just too much pressure there from Fudge, and she came up at the right time as well to take away the recovery time for Castillo and put her even further on the run.
Fourth time's a charm there for Megan Fudge.
She takes game 1 of our women's singles gold medal match, 11-3 over Judit Castillo. So Megan Fudge takes game 1, but she did come through the back draw in order to punch her ticket to Championship Sunday. So the job far from done for Fudge. She not only has to win another game to 11, but then would have to move on and win the championship tiebreaker game to 15. It all starts with the next game, though, so we will find out on the other side of this break if she can do it.
Sunmed. Premium hemp wellness for targeted relief and recovery, daily calm and relaxation, a better night's sleep, and brighter days. Discover modern wellness products for every part of your day and every step of your journey.
Thanks.
Jake from State Farm, I really need to know.
Go spicy or go home, right?
What? No. What if I'm not sure I have the right coverage for my car?
Oh, your agent can help me make sure it's just what you need.
What if I accidentally hit a food truck and it gets covered in empanadas?
You can file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs.
Thanks.
Oh.
That is too spicy. That's for you.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
The Pro XR pickleball paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game, because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
We started this mission in tennis about 5 years ago. We've been perfecting our craft and our tools. We now see a phenomenal opportunity to take all that and bring it into pickleball to support an emerging ecosystem that's booming. And it's a super complementary partnership for us with the experience and the existing events that are up and running, the recreational element of APP. It's a fantastic 1 + 1 is going to equal 4. So we're thrilled to be partnering with APP.
Welcome back to Championship Court. Take another look at Megan Fudge here. Get to know the 36-year-old, calling Bel Air, Florida, her home, but she was born in Dusseldorf, Germany. Played collegiate tennis at Illinois, and like I mentioned, has a pretty short commute here at the tournaments when she and her family decide to drive in their RV. Talking with Megan, she said it's created some really special memories for her and her husband, Ryler DeHart, and then their kiddos, Lily and JR. It's been a lot of fun. Lily and JR getting into pickleball as well, playing in some of these tournaments. So it's quite the family affair when the Fudge/DeHart clan rolls into town.
Good point construction right off the bat from Castillo. I thought Fudge had an advantage there when she hit that cross court, but Castillo, great coverage and a good start for her.
1-0.
Oh, wow.
That ball twisted Castillo around completely once it hit the net cord there. Wasn't able to hit the forehand because it went into the body, and then that's a tough backhand pickup. Oh, that's an excellent volley there from Megan Fudge. The first 2 balls from Castillo, once Fudge came forward, were a little high, but the shape on this one here, down below the net, Fudge with a perfect cross-court angle.
That's that tennis volley, right? The plant your foot at the same time.
Yeah, and the open face stab volley.
You see it from the tennis players where the timing, they go to hit and that foot makes contact with the ground at the same time. It's that timing mechanism that they all pretty much have, and it comes in such into play in singles, more so than doubles.
Much better job there from Castillo, and she has kind of picked up where she gained a little bit of momentum at the end of game 1, where she's now starting to put Fudge on the run. Early in game 1, Fudge was just hanging out in the middle of the court and making Castillo go sideline to sideline. Wow.
Great passing shot cross court from Judit Castillo.
And that's tough right there, too, because Fudge is closing ground here. Watch her. She's set up nicely, but then gets set on the right foot, and Castillo goes back to the left side, backhand side for the winner.
3-1.
Judit Castillo practically doing the splits to try and get where Fudge is placing those balls.
Yeah, nice duck from our photographer on the sideline there as well. Almost took his head off. But I think just a little too much pace on some of those balls from Castillo when Fudge comes up, feeding that higher ball. Take a little bit off it, roll it down to the feet or at least below the net.
See, I like that approach shot from Megan Fudge better. When she comes in when she goes down the center service line. What it does is it cuts off the angles for Castillo to go. When she goes to the sidelines, Castillo has more of an angle to create.
What a shot. Megan Fudge, cross-court forehand winner. ties us up at 3-all.
The two-handed fist pump from Megan Fudge. That is a great cross-court winner, and that's a tough shot. She made it look easy. That's a tough shot, full sprint, Chad, to get full sprint and create some shape on that.
Fudge is moving extremely well this morning. Gets to that ball with plenty of time.
Megan Fudge is just seeing the game so slowly develop in front of her. It seems like she's got all the time in the world to figure out where she wants to put this ball.
I mean, this is a completely different Megan Fudge than what we have seen up until this point. She is playing much more aggressive, and her sequences and the shot choices right now, where she's just feeding into it. She's anticipating that next ball so well.
Well, and I think, AJ, you hit it right there on the head. The last point was the game has become very slow to her right now. Everything is in slow motion. She's not overpowered. She's not getting beat.
Little change of pace there with the slice return. That ball didn't come up as high as Castillo was expecting. Actually hit the top of the ball there. Good pressure there from Castillo coming forward on a nice deep ball to the forehand side. I think that's the difference as well between the depth of Castillo and Fudge's ball. Fudge is hitting a much deeper ball, keeping Castillo pressed back. Castillo, we haven't seen her really put a lot of pressure on Fudge with those deeper balls.
No, the difference then she came back in that first game, or made a little bit of a run at the end, didn't come back, but made a run, was because she was putting pressure on her and coming to the net. Her spin hurt her right there. So she cuts that ball to the corner. Castillo flattens it out, and the spin is still on it. So when Fudge goes to volley that, her spin's taken into account and goes just a little deep.
Tried to do a little too much.
So after some scoreless side outs here, finally Castillo getting on the board. This game much tighter contested than game one. What is Judit settling into about her game that's making that possible?
Well, she's starting to make Fudge move a little bit more.
See, that's not a bad ball for Castillo to come in on. She went to the middle, down the center tee, and comes in and gets a volley she can handle. We haven't seen her miss many volleys like that she's able to get the sweet spot of the paddle on. She does right there, but right now it's because she's trying to be perfect because Megan Fudge is playing so well and so clean herself.
Yeah, Castillo going for the deeper ball there.
Another look down the line.
Missing that one
long
by at least 6 inches long.
Gives Fudge the slight edge here in game number 2, 5-4.
Castillo changing the pace up in that point right there. She had a drop shot to bring Fudge in. Wasn't the best drop shot, but it was a change of pace. So I don't mind it there from Castillo.
Ooh. Yeah, Castillo needs to make that ball right there.
Knows it too.
I mean, honestly, that's what Fudge is doing to Castillo right now, is that she's forcing her to go for more on her shots.
Well, Castillo almost played that right there. She pulled the paddle back last second. Fudge was almost half around the post, half over it.
I know. I was trying to, as it was happening live, I was like, it's sort of around, but it's also sort of over. Beautiful cross court there from Judit Castillo.
Yeah, and a good adjustment as well. That deeper ball, but it's a foot inside the sideline and baseline there. Opens up the backhand side of the court. And a perfect slice volley.
So the score is 5-5, and it is our 5th tie already here in game 2.
Timing was off a little bit there for Fudge. Potentially that ball slid through the court a little bit.
I think we're locked in, are both of these ladies now. I think no matter what happens, this is going to be a close one till the end now. I think that game 1 is over. As soon as I say that, the unforced error from Fudge gives Castillo a 2-point lead in the timeout from Megan Fudge.
Well, Fudge is still trying to keep the pressure on, but now, it's kind of flipped a little bit. Castillo was trying to do too much to get those deeper balls. She's cleaned up some of those mistakes, and now it's forcing Fudge to go for a little bit more.
You can see the players working to make sure that the paddles stay as dry as possible. Judit Castillo, I mentioned she played her collegiate tennis at Northwestern State. She calls Shreveport, Louisiana home, but born in Spain. Mentored by former Major League Baseball player Todd Walker.
Yeah, she actually played in Daytona with Todd Walker. Not sure if it was 4-0 or 4-5. They played together, but yes, he has mentored her. Todd Walker, the journeyman of Major League Baseball, been around, played with a lot of teams. Had a lot of success. He was always fun to watch. And as always, so is Judit Castillo here. She takes a 2-point lead here in game number 2.
She said Todd has really helped her with the mental side of the game of being a professional athlete. And certainly we're seeing her mental fortitude now as she loses game 1, 11-3, but has a lead here in game number 2 of our women's singles gold medal match at the APP Sunmed Atlanta Metro Open.
8-5.
One just a little deep. We did.
5-8.
So 5-8, the score for Fudge and her serve.
She just rushed that one. That ball's there for her if she just takes her time and just stays within herself, but she tries to rush that. But Castillo's putting that pressure on her right now. All of a sudden, it seems to have turned.
Castillo stringing together a little 4-0 run here in game number 2. Trying to extend it here. Megan Fudge with the overhead winner there.
That point should have been over about 4 shots ago, but some incredible gets from Castillo just to keep it in play.
So now it is Fudge with a chance to shrink this lead a little bit. 5-8 for her serve.
Rushed that one again. The body started moving forward. Actually jammed herself up.
Megan Fudge doing some self-talk right here. Trying to get herself back into it.
The self-talk working out there for Fudge as she finds the cross-court winner again. Another side out here without Judit Castillo extending her lead in game number 2.
That's a great setup right there from Fudge as she flips that ball to the backhand side of Castillo. But as she flips it, she gets back into position to hit the volley. Finds the open area.
That ends the 4-0 run that Castillo had strung together. Brings Fudge within 2.
Timing thrown off a little bit there with the net cord. Castillo tried to rush it before Fudge got into position.
So now it is Megan Fudge with an opportunity to tie things up here in game number 2. 7-8, the score for her serve. Instead, it's a side out.
Again, Castillo, a couple of those balls are flattening out on her. She's just not quite getting underneath it, hitting a little bit more back to the top of the ball. So she's missing those ones low.
So Fudge getting back in this game here. She was down 8-5. Castillo has been on 8 for probably about 5 or 6 service games. Has not scored. And it's missed opportunity here for Castillo to kind of take charge of this game. You cannot leave a player like Megan Fudge in it, or else she's going to make you pay. She's got an opportunity here to tie back up.
Instead, it is another side out here. Definitely this game has a lot more side outs between the runs that these women are putting together. Castillo went on a little 4-0 run on her service side after exchanging side outs. Then it was Fudge who put 2 on the board, but
big forehand there from Castillo. Another good deep ball. Fudge elevating it just enough.
So Castillo breaking off of that 8 that she had on the scoreboard, like you mentioned, Dom, for quite some time. Led it by 8-5. Now finally gets it to 9-7.
Castillo needed to do a little bit more on that volley. This one, can't tell from that camera angle, but it was confirmed from the referee that that ball was out.
So it's a side out. Fudge with a chance to put another point on the board.
What hustle, determination from Castillo right there. Fudge had her on the ropes right there, just trying to punch that perfectly down the line. Goes just wide.
Fudge getting a little frustrated here. But an excellent ball from Castillo. Had Fudge leaning to the backhand side.
And so it's Judit Castillo with an opportunity here to win the game. But that goes long. So instead, a side out. Megan Fudge with the serve now, trailing 7-10 in game 2. She did win game 1, but even if she comes back to win this one, we'll go to a championship tiebreaker since Judit Castillo came through the winner's bracket.
Those are two good setup balls there from Megan Fudge, keeping those two nice and low, forcing Castillo to hit up on the ball. Perfect setup right there from Megan Fudge.
And a timeout called here by Judit Castillo. Megan Fudge has brought herself, within 2 points here, and Castillo sitting on that game point opportunity for the last few serves and says, I don't want her to find any rhythm because I am too close to winning this game too. So timeout called. If you're Judit Castillo, how do you get the ball back on your side and give yourself another opportunity to put this thing away?
Well, she's had a couple of opportunities where she's just, again, tried to do too much, go for too much on the volley. But it's also been an excellent job from Fudge here to keep this one close. She's kept Castillo off balance a couple of times. I think what I'd like to see from Castillo is go for those deeper balls, but you don't have to be as perfect on the line, whether it's sideline or baseline. But move Fudge sideline to sideline, choose that right ball to come forward, and then just a clean volley. You don't have to try to end it on that volley, but keep the timing off for Fudge.
I'm going to look for Fudge to keep any volley she gets right now nice and low. Cut through it either on the backhand or the forehand side. Keep it low. Force Castillo to have to hit up on the ball, just like the last point.
You see Riley DeHart, Megan's husband, and their daughter Lily on the sideline watching mom try and go for her first gold medal, try and win her first gold medal on the APP Tour this season.
In singles.
In singles, sorry, yes. She's got a few of them.
Good volleys right there at the kitchen line from Judit Castillo. Nice get here from Fudge, but again, you're in a point right there where you're throwing that ball back up and over, and you're trying to guess where she's going to go with that. Guess is wrong. To the right, forehand side.
So Castillo here with an opportunity to win game number 2. And she does it. Judit Castillo battling back in game 2 to force us to a decisive game 3 in our best 2 out of 3 to 11 here in our women's singles gold medal match. We'll have that when we come back.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
The APP is presented by Skechers, Power Plate, Yola, and Humana.
We have waited months to see this gold medal matchup between these two women, and so it makes sense that we're going to a Game 3 here at the APP Sunmed Atlanta Metro Open. Judit Castillo battling back in game number 2 to take it from Megan Fudge, who took game 1. And so now it is a Game 3, 2-11. If Judit Castillo gets the win here, she wins the gold medal. If Megan Fudge gets the win, then we move on to a 15-point championship tiebreaker match. So a lot on the line for these two ladies. And what did you see about Castillo's game that she was able to take advantage of and put Megan Fudge more on her heels than Fudge was allowing her to in game 1?
Well, firstly, she was hitting cleaner balls. She wasn't making as many errors as she did in game 1. But she started to get Fudge on the run and on the move, and that opened up more opportunities. In game 1, she was kind of going back to the middle of the court consistently, so Fudge was able to put her on the run.
It's going to be Megan Fudge getting us started with the serve here in game 3.
A little bit of a slip there from Fudge when she went over to get that forehand volley. Kind of looks down at the court.
Nice little easy pace down the line from Megan Fudge. That's such an easy ball to overhit. She's got all the time in the world. Watch her set up nicely and just rolls it down the line. Good shape, perfect spot.
Looks a lot more like game 1 on that point from Megan Fudge, just forcing Judit Castillo to run all over the court.
Another good, deeper, wide ball there from Fudge. Sets up the opening.
She knew as soon as that came off the paddle that that was going to be the one to get her her first point here of game 3.
Again, Castillo hitting top of the ball there, pushing that one into the net, but she also gives the court a little bit of a kick there. So I don't know if with the sun coming up now that we have a little bit more moisture out there on the court.
It is a little humid here in Georgia.
Perfect timing from Megan Fudge to come up. It was like who was going to go first, and it was like a chess match out there between these two ladies. But the perfect time, because Castillo had committed back to the middle to set up, and Fudge doubled up down that sideline. Perfect timing. Well, great shot.
There's a little bit of hesitation for Castillo to come forward as well. because she hesitated coming forward on a deeper ball. I think it was at 1-0, and she ran herself into a tough volley.
Castillo calling the timeout as Megan Fudge with a 4-0 lead to start things off here in game number 3.
Well, Castillo visibly frustrated as she drops the paddle right there, and you see her face in towel right now, trying to figure out what she needs to do. A little self-talk to herself right there. But again, it's Megan Fudge putting pressure on at the right time. I think there was a ball in that last point. Castillo just got it over the net. It stayed low. She stayed back. I'd like to see her attack on those where she keeps it nice and low, where Fudge is having to hit up on the ball, kind of like what we talked about Megan Fudge doing against Castillo. Now if Castillo can get that, keep that ball low where it stays low and Fudge is hitting up on it, she needs to come and attack and put the pressure on.
8:55, the local time here in Griffin, Georgia, and starting to see a little bit of the crowd coming in, and certainly will fill in more throughout the day as we have 4 more gold medal matches to bring you live from Griffin, Georgia. This women's singles gold medal match, just the first one. We'll go into our men's singles and then mixed doubles and then gender doubles to wrap things up here at the APP Sunmed Atlanta Metro Open. But first, Megan Fudge trying to take care of business here in game 3.
Yeah, Castillo again trying to do too much. She's trying to hit these passing shots, but at like max effort, max speed.
Nice job right there. Good volley from Castillo. Finally getting that side out, but now when she gets this side out, she has to answer. She can't continue to not score on her serve.
This is the exact same score to start game number 1. Fudge built up a 5-0 lead.
That's too good.
Oh, wow.
But see the pace difference there from the roll from Fudge to compared to what Castillo has been trying to do. Castillo's been trying to go max effort on these rolls, missing into the net. Fudge just takes a little bit of pace off there, adds a lot of shape, a lot of spin.
5-0.
And Castillo gets away with one right there because she had a volley that she should have put away. She went right to the backhand of Megan Fudge. Fudge had an opportunity, but a nice answer from Castillo with the cross-court forehand winner. Castillo wanted it to go out. She wanted to call it out, but lands on the line.
Another look at it here.
Yeah, right on the line. But again, the volleys, especially those backhand volleys from Castillo, just not quite doing enough with it, pushing it back. Either needs to add some pace or add some angle on those volleys.
So Megan Fudge gets the point there as we change ends here in game number 3, trying to wrap up our best 2 out of 3 to 11. Megan Fudge, though, looking well on her way to forcing us to a championship tiebreaker here in our women's singles gold medal match.
So it's a great start here for Megan Fudge as they change ends. The end that Megan Fudge is going to as well has typically been the better side or better end for the players. Reason being is the backdrop. Talked to a lot of players over the weekend saying that the end that Fudge is going to be on right now, because of the backdrop, is easier to see a little bit. Where we're sitting, it's a little more open, and so there's a little less to kind of have as what we would, Chad and I would talk about, a batter's eye.
Ah.
Visibility.
Yes, so
fewer landmarks, sort of, too, for those who don't have the baseball reference.
Color changes.
There you go.
Yes. Just a
Right,
solid backdrop.
You have a solid backdrop. Yes, you have some white back there, but
what would be terrible is if that was white.
Yeah, well, that would be tough. But here you've got the trees, the grass, the scissor lift over there, our booth. Much better there from Castillo, putting some pressure on with firmer volleys.
Castillo still looking for her first point here in game number 3, trying to do it with this serve.
Castillo's come out more aggressive here at the end change.
That ball going long. Castillo taking a look at the court. Where's foot placement?
Great read by Megan Fudge down the line, and then with the forehand volley to finish it.
So the score 7-1 for Megan Fudge.
Castillo tries to get that one to dip below the net, but again, just has a little bit too much pace on it.
What an angle from Megan Fudge.
Castillo very frustrated right now.
Trailing by 8 here in game number 3 to Megan Fudge.
Just long on the lob attempt from Megan Fudge. Don't mind it right there. Trying to flip it up and over the top of Castillo. She comes charging into the kitchen line. Just too big of a swing there from Castillo. It's there, but again, those volleys, you have to get that paddle out in front and just calmly place that ball down the lines.
Just too good there from Megan Fudge. Again, putting so much pressure on Castillo, moving her around, and the anticipation and the difference in the volleys there. Fudge taking those out in front, able to create angle, create pace, keep that ball down, where Castillo, we've seen when she's tried to do more with the volleys, she's gone with that bigger swing like you're talking about.
And we talk about that all the time, Chad, is like you can't get more than 1 point, right? And Castillo right there, when she's taking these huge swings, she's trying to get everything back at once. And again, you and I always talk about rock and jock. Remember rock and jock baseball and basketball? You got the 10-point shot and the 25-point shot. We don't have that in pickleball. It's 1 point at a time. And you're seeing that difference in the volleys from Castillo and Fudge. Fudge much more controlled. And Chad, we're 1 point away from AJ's favorite part of Championship Sunday. What is that?
AJ was hoping for multiple
Games to 15.
Games to 15.
It is AJ's
with a
favorite part.
championship
Yes, it
tiebreaker.
is.
I love championship tiebreakers. Everything on the line. It's my favorite.
It's all about AJ's favorite.
Well, right now it's Megan Fudge's favorite
It
thing,
is, too.
because it's the way that she can win her first gold in women's singles here on the APP Tour. She can push us to that championship tiebreaker with this serve. And she does. Megan Fudge takes game number 3, 11-1, and so to the championship tiebreaker game we go. Championship tiebreaker to 15. The winner takes home the gold in women's singles at the APP Sunmed Atlanta Metro Open. We'll get right into it when we come back.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the third health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
We save time when we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Which means more time.
Wait, take a check.
Kyle, it's pickleball.
Every time.
002.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
We started this mission in tennis about 5 years ago. We've been perfecting our craft and our tools. We now see a phenomenal opportunity to take all that and bring it into pickleball to support an emerging ecosystem that's booming. And it's a super complementary partnership for us. With the experience and the existing events that are up and running, the recreational element of APP, it's a fantastic 1 + 1 is going to equal 4. So we're thrilled to be partnering with APP.
From tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped, suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
APP is presented by
LS, Gamma, the Boca Raton, and Franklin.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
Hey, Jake from State Park. You know what's really scary? Popcorn with no butter. No, getting insurance. I mean, what if the jargon makes me feel alone and in the dark?
Hey, at State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Sorry. Is that seat taken?
Get on up here, buddy. Let's go. Let's go.
Most water? Yeah, for my cup of ale. I saw.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Sunmed, premium hemp wellness for targeted relief and recovery, daily calm and relaxation, a better night's sleep, and brighter days. Discover modern wellness products for every part of your day and every step of your journey.
The APP is presented by
Pro XR, C&D Nets, Discount Tire, and Sports Illustrated. Megan Fudge is looking for her first gold medal in women's singles and on a mission here on championship court at the APP Sunmed Atlanta Metro Open, taking on Judit Castillo, and takes the best 2 out of 3 games to 11 to put us into a championship tiebreaker. Winner take all.
AJ's favorite. She loves the tie break.
I do. It just means that it all comes down to this. Who are you in this moment?
Well, we've seen it happen dozens, if not more than dozens of times, Chad, where the person who comes out in the 2 out of 3, then you go into the game to 15, forget it. All that momentum from the 2 out of 3.
It's a clean slate now.
It's gone. It is a clean slate, a brand new match, 1 game to 15. Winner takes that gold medal.
And I think that's why I like it, because it feels like who's the best on this day. It's going to be Judit Castillo, who came through the winner's side of the bracket, trying to prove that the answer to that question is her. A better start here for Castillo. That ball called out. Another look.
Yeah, that ball was out.
Just wide. Rush through that one just a little bit.
So Castillo already proving your guys' points that what happens in the best 2 out of 3 does not necessarily translate to this championship tiebreaker, because Judit Castillo coming out and starting things strong. 2-0 lead before she can't get that backhand back over the net. So it's going to be Megan Fudge with an opportunity to score her first points.
Well, it's a good change of pace. She took some pace off that ball, created some shape and dip. Much better control. And again, we talk about the shape and dip, Chad. And again, so many players will try and hit out of maybe what they thought was a bad call or a struggle for 2 points. The best thing to do is slow down, create some shape, and that's exactly what Fudge did the last 2 points.
Judit Castillo going all the way across the court on that backhand.
There was a couple of really good balls there from Fudge and excellent volleys from Castillo. Wasn't able to do a whole lot with those first 2 volleys and just kept herself in that point.
Castillo adjusting well there to the ball that went off the net from Megan Fudge.
It's not safe to be around the courts right now.
3-1 the score for Castillo.
Great control of the kitchen line there from Judit Castillo.
And Judit Castillo, excuse me, showing control in a lot of elements right now as she has a 4-1 lead here to start us in our championship tiebreaker game to 15. Winner taking home the gold and putting it on.
Oh, change of pace on the return for Fudge. Goes a little short into the transition area. Castillo not expecting it.
Hesitation.
Yeah, and she had a dozen options of what to do right there, and tries to yank this back cross court, but goes a little too hard.
The ball kind of checked up on her as well with the spin from Fudge's volley. That's bad. She took pace off. She took pace off and added the shape. Didn't try to hit herself out of trouble there. Excellent ball on the run there from Castillo, but again, if you can take some pace off, you get that ball to dip underneath the net. If you try to go too firm, it stays up. Fudge would have a better opportunity to put a closing volley.
That's a nice cut backhand there for Castillo to the sideline, because what this does is when she hits that cut backhand, it deadens the ball, so it doesn't bounce up and give Fudge enough time to get there. Fudge does the same thing right there to Castillo. Cuts that volley, eliminates the time that Castillo has to get there and get that back up and over.
So ball back on the side of Megan Fudge, trailing 2-5.
That was such a good lob from Megan Fudge. She had Castillo on her back foot, doesn't hit a very clean overhead, and then it was all Fudge from there. Great point construction by Megan Fudge.
Yeah, and that was the right ball for Castillo to come up on. Uses the backhand slice. But again, like you were saying, excellent job from Fudge just to throw that up and put Castillo back into defense mode. Again, that slice volley there from Castillo. Not trying to do too much with it, but cuts the volley. That ball stays down. I thought for a second that she was going to back away from the kitchen line after Fudge threw up that volley again, but closed to take away the timing. That is a volley that Megan Fudge wants back right there. Castillo left that one a little too high. Fudge hitting down on it.
Megan Fudge taking a second to towel off. Back in action now, 6-3. Castillo with the lead.
Too good with the touch there. Castillo staying well within herself now. A little break between the 2 out of 3 and the tiebreaker here. Definitely seeing the adjustment from Judit Castillo.
1 point away from the end change here is Castillo.
7-3.
Judit Castillo just firing on all cylinders here in this championship tiebreaker. Game to 15. Another look at the two-hand backhand cross-court winner there from Castillo, giving her the 8-3 lead at the end change. This is the largest lead that she has held all morning.
Well, right there on the replay, you watch the footwork. She gets both feet planted and then whips this back across court and across her body. But the reason she's able to do that and control it is the footwork, first and foremost. She's planted, she's set, and she's reading, and then makes a great call to pull that back cross court for the winner. Well, 5-point lead.
Games 1 through 3, she would have been max effort on all of those balls once Fudge comes up to the net. Now she's getting those balls to dip below the net. And with a little bit of change of pace as well, it forces Fudge to have to try to do more with the volley rather than using the power from Castillo.
So Judit Castillo with the 8-3 lead here. She has 1 women's singles gold medal under her belt this 2023 APP Tour. She told me that really in February was when she decided to drop everything to pursue pickleball professionally. And here she is, just 7 points away from taking home another gold medal. A lot of work still to do. Megan Fudge is going to make her fight for every single point of it.
Excellent pressure again there from Castillo. Cleaned up a lot of the errors that she made in the 2 out of 3 to 11.
Again, her game is slowed down.
Yes.
She's not rushing anything. She slowed things down. Her volleys are much cleaner. Wow, that is an unbelievable cross-court shot. And like you said, Chad, in the 2 out of 3, she would have missed that wide because she would have tried to really go for it. Instead, there, she takes some pace off of it, creates some shape and some dipping action.
Timeout called here on the court by Megan Fudge, trailing by 7 in our championship tiebreaker game to 15.
And Fudge just hasn't been able to put the pressure on Castillo like she was in the 2 out of 3 to 11. Castillo with slowing herself down, now making better quality shots. She's keeping Fudge on the move. Fudge needing to find a way that she can get back to hitting those deep balls and come out much more aggressive like she was early.
Game 1, we saw Megan Fudge take a commanding 11-3 victory, and seemed like she was able to just sort of put the ball wherever she wanted on the court. What is it going to take for her to find that ability again?
She's got to slow herself down, too, and she's got to create more shape. She's got to come up at the right time. We'll see what happens here after this timeout. That's a great approach shot, right? She keeps that ball, like we talked about earlier, Chad, keeping that ball low to the net. So where Castillo has to hit up on it, she has to do just that. And Fudge comes in, forehand winner.
A little momentum in Megan Fudge's way here.
The side out and then the point for Fudge out of the timeout that she called. 4-10, the score for Fudge.
That was a great first gift from Castillo, but then Fudge doubling up to the same spot. I like that pattern for her.
Fudge trying to squeeze that one down the line. Again, that cut volley from Castillo staying lower. And then also slides through the court once it bounces. Really screwing up the timing.
Fudge can't believe she missed that one. Had a great setup right there. Went right at the body of Judit Castillo. Watch this right here. Causes the pop-up, but then just gets out in front.
So,
warning?
Timeout called on the court here. Megan Fudge trailing 5-11 here in this championship tiebreaker game to 15 at the APP Sunmed Atlanta Metro Open Women's Singles Gold Medal Match. Getting us started here in Griffin, Georgia on this beautiful Sunday. A little chilly.
3 of the last 4 points were great point construction from Megan Fudge. The last one just got away from her a little bit, but it was her advantage. She set it up nicely. I know she's frustrated, obviously, because you missed that ball, that overhead. But, again, right now it's stay within, do the exact same thing. She's come out of that last timeout with good momentum and, again, good advantage on 3 of those 4 points. So let's see if she can get back to that and get back in this game.
It will be Judit Castillo with the ball and the opportunity to extend her lead out of this timeout, though. She's up 11-5 in our championship tiebreaker game to 15. Strong overhead winner.
Castillo tried to hit away out of trouble there again. Good deep balls from Fudge, and then the wide ball to the forehand. Castillo trying to give Fudge a taste of her own medicine by throwing up that lob, but just wasn't deep enough.
That's a great ball right down the line. A little inside-out backhand, but not too much. She doesn't get too much cut on it and keeps it right in down that line.
So it is a point for Megan Fudge. So that ball out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the side of Judit Castillo.
Nice point construction there from Fudge, literally sideline to sideline, moving Castillo, and Castillo trying to do the same back and goes wide and long.
6-11 the score for Fudge's serve.
Oh, she got there.
Wow, Castillo doing everything she can to stay in that point. But finally, Megan Fudge with the strong angle taken out of the reach of Judit Castillo.
I don't know how she got 2 of those balls right there.
Another look at this.
This one right here just forces Fudge to hit another ball, and she ends up stuck under the fence.
Excellent volley there from Fudge. Cut volley back behind Castillo as she tried to recover to the middle.
Beautiful stab volley, like you said, Chad. Look at that. Just perfect execution, right? The paddle's out in front. She doesn't take a big backswing, and she just cuts right through that. And we've seen that from Megan Fudge, and now within 3, where it looked like she was in some trouble, but now right back in this game.
Getting a look at the ball here by our USA Pickleball referees, Judit Castillo noticing something. A little wonky on that ball. Wants to get it checked out. So the referee coming over to show Megan Fudge the ball is just a little bit out of shape there. So we're going to get a new ball here for our back half of the 15-point championship tiebreaker game. Ladies are certainly hitting the ball hard, feeling it here on this Sunday morning in Griffin, Georgia.
And it is a little cooler, too, so the ball's a little more stiff. And so that being said, you will go through some more because get some cracks. Ball gets a little wonky.
It's a technical term, right?
Wonky. We used it yesterday.
We did.
Hey,
we?
Okay, it was me.
Yes. Now 2 of us have. You use wonky.
Let's laugh more about the other comment, but it's okay.
Wow, that ball's like on the baseline on the overhead there from Megan Fudge.
9-11, the score for Megan Fudge. At one point, she was trailing 5-11.
Both those balls jumping off the paddle at Castillo.
New ball.
And just like that, Megan Fudge with an opportunity to tie things up here in our championship tiebreaker game to 15.
Popped up.
Had it set up perfectly. Again, trying to go sideline to sideline.
Wow. Big overhead there from Fudge. I think she hit an out ball in the middle of that point as well.
I have to agree, but again, she was in the point.
Yeah.
And such a great angle on that overhead.
Fudge stringing together a little 5-0 run for herself here. Opportunity to tie things up. And she does.
The idea is there. I like the idea from Castillo to cut that and come in. She cut it, went down the tee, but just goes a little long.
Castillo sailing a lot of these balls after the ball change. Definitely seems to be a little bit firmer. Fudge complaining about another line call.
That time it's Castillo doing a good job of forcing Fudge to move around the court.
Yeah, good control of the point there for Castillo. And again, not getting too big on those volleys, controlling the point from the kitchen line.
So Judit Castillo regaining the lead there. 13-12, just 2 points away from taking home the women's singles gold medal here in Atlanta. 13-12 for Castillo.
Wow, that huge looping forehand there from Megan Fudge almost throws the timing of Castillo off just enough.
Tried to go for a little too much on that passing shot.
We've waited so long for this women's singles gold medal matchup between Castillo and Fudge. It only makes sense that we are getting our money's worth here.
There's that angle again there from Megan Fudge on the overhead. She got a little unlucky. Castillo got a little lucky on this forehand, or backhand, excuse me, earlier in this point where it went off the tape. It allowed Castillo to stay in the point, but Fudge ends it with the big overhead.
Second time she's found that corner on the overhead angle, too. Both times turning into points for Megan Fudge.
And Castillo trying to do a little too much on those passing shots, and with the rolls, you feel that the sense that Castillo's back to rushing. She slowed herself down, was much more composed. Now Fudge is putting that pressure on it, and Castillo is just trying to go for more and more.
Wow, unbelievable point, and the script has flipped.
Timeout called by Judit Castillo as championship point is on the paddle of Megan Fudge at 1 point, trailing by 7 points.
That was my question to you, AJ. What was the biggest lead for Castillo?
10-3. 10-3
wow.
was what the lead that Castillo had early on in this championship tiebreaker game to 15, and Megan Fudge has clawed her way all the way back to set up an opportunity for herself to win her first women's singles gold medal.
And we had a timeout at 10-3, and ever since that timeout, it's an 11-3 run here for Megan Fudge to give herself that championship point. Incredible run, but the biggest thing, it's the incredible composure of Megan Fudge. You're down 10-3. You are in trouble. It's so easy for players to say, hey, I'm done. This is it. I'm in trouble. No, she digs her way out.
14-13.
And now she can win her very first women's singles gold medal right here. And Megan Fudge is your women's singles gold medalist. It took her all the way to the championship tiebreaker game to 15 against Judit Castillo, but Fudge gets it done.
Unbelievable match. Grit, determination, all of those adjectives we could use to describe Megan Fudge right here to finish this singles final. Congratulations to her. What an effort from Judit Castillo, too, to earn the silver.
Impressively done. We will hear from Megan Fudge when we come back.
18 years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped. Suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
From the Volpe family to yours. Fine Cure meats we've been crafting since 1902. Our secrets are simple. Care comes from the time it takes to do things right. Character comes from the hard work and determination it takes to make it. Craft comes from the traditions passed down over 4 generations. Delicious doesn't need to be complicated. That's the Volpe way, where passion and love go into everything we do. From John and Armando and Lorenza and Diana. From our family to yours.
We started this mission in tennis about 5 years ago. We've been perfecting our craft and our tools. We now see a phenomenal opportunity to take all that and bring it into pickleball to support an emerging ecosystem that's booming. And it's a super complementary partnership for us with the experience and the existing events that are up and running, the recreational element of APP. It's a fantastic 1 + 1 is going to equal 4. So we're thrilled to be partnering with APP.
And here is the Boca Raton championship point. Chad, what stands out to you?
Yeah, Fudge really stepped up on the aggression and the pressure the last couple of points. You see here again, just running Judit Castillo all over the court with the angles and going sideline to sideline. Big finish there for Megan Fudge and securing her first gold in women's singles here on the 2023 tour. AJ McCord is courtside with both our players.
Welcome down. It is time now for our gold medal match interview powered by Franklin. What a way to get things started here on Championship Sunday. A women's singles gold medal match that went all the way to a 15-point championship tiebreaker. Megan, I'm going to get to you in just a minute, but Judit Castillo, our silver medalist here in Atlanta. Judit, you battled all the way back to the 15-point championship tiebreaker. I know you would have loved to go home with the gold medal, but a silver medal out of Atlanta. Just what are you proud of yourself from this match?
I think fighting all the way through, you know, whenever you play with someone like Megan, you know that you have to play 120%. So, I mean, just fought hard, and, I mean, congratulations to her, you know, she played better today.
Congratulations to you as well. We certainly saw all 120%. Let's go ahead and give her that silver medal. Give it up for Judit Castillo, our silver medalist at the APP Sunmed Atlanta Metro Open. And now it's time to turn our attention to Megan Fudge. Megan, I know how much this women's singles gold medal means to you. You've come so close. What did it take for you to get over the hump today?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a phenomenal match. Congrats to Judith for a phenomenal tournament. She played amazing on Thursday. I got a little at the beginning of this match, and I was trying to keep rolling. She kept on coming back, and obviously took the lead in that game to 15. And I was like, I just got to stick to my game plan and execute, and hope she doesn't get 500 more balls back. But congrats to her, obviously, great job. But no, it's obviously a great tournament. I love coming here to Griffin. It was actually my first gold medal ever last year here in singles, and I double dipped last year against Georgia Johnson. I knew I could do it here again, and the confidence and having my team here, my family here, my mom's here from Germany, so it's just a special place.
I want to talk about that 15-point championship tiebreaker game because at one point you trailed by 7 points. How did you mentally stay in each and every serve to make sure you could battle back?
Yeah, I mean, I think the confidence in my game plan, that I knew how I wanted to play. It was just a matter of executing it and not letting Judit execute hers first. But yeah, I just think confidence is just like continuing to know I can. And I can finish and I can win. And I think that was the difference maker.
You certainly proved that today. Congratulations to Megan Fudge, our women's singles gold medalist here in Atlanta.
Oh, what a finish it was. Megan Fudge trailed by 7 at 10-3, Chad, and battles her way back. That is grit and determination at its finest.
Yeah, definitely a big momentum change for her. And once she smelt blood in the water, she kept it going.